Hey y'all, welcome back to this short mini series on mindset mastery. This is Decide Your Best Life. I am Christina, and this is a mini episode for you all about the mindset. If you guys listen to my Decide It's Your Turn full length podcast, you know that I believe the power of the mind is everything. And yesterday on our mini series, I talked about how your mind is like a computer and you have the power to reprogram your mind. What you think is not necessarily true. And if you want to believe something different, then you have the power to believe something different. So today, I wanted to elaborate on yesterday's podcast. So if you did not listen to yesterday's mini series, it was about 10 minutes. Go check it out. Listen to our full length podcast. Follow me over on Instagram at @Christina. You can see the Decide It's Your Turn YouTube channel where we're going to be posting these mini episodes for you to watch as well if you prefer to watch them. I'm actually recording these in a brand new area of my house because I wanted to, just change the energy, damn it. I just wanted to move it around. So I hope you guys are liking the new background. This is actually in my dining room. You should see it set up. It is a goat rodeo over here. So it is reminding you that you do not have to be perfect in order to actually do the thing that you say that you want to do, which is create your best life ever or decide it's your turn. So today I wanted to talk about how you can decide to reprogram your mind. And I want to give you 3 quick tips today about actually what you can do to change your mindset, and then some habits that I would suggest that could be really helpful for you if you are wanting to change your mind, because changing your mind 100% correlates to changing your life. And if you don't know much about my story, you can definitely listen to the full length podcast. You can send me a text message over at 501-222-3362. And I'm happy to share with you about my life story or pass along some podcasts that kind of give you a download on how I went from literally unhappy, unfulfilled, not feeling like I had a purpose to what I now say now is where I literally have the best life ever. And that's literally what I want for everyone who listens to this podcast. And this is just a quick little tip for you today, hopefully to pump you up, give you a little inspiration, light you up. So how can you decide to reprogram your mind? And if you listen to my full length podcast, you know that I am not a one for having notes. I love to kind of riff and go off, and maybe this podcast will turn into it. So let us know if you like these short ones, but I'm trying to keep these 10 to 15 minutes maximum. And I really got to follow a script here. So I wrote down 3 things that I think you can 100% change your mindset. So number 1, how to change your mindset. So if you believe one thing to be true, the best thing that I could suggest to you, and the first thing that I would suggest to you, is find proof of what you want does exist. So if you believe, or let's say that you were raised, and yesterday I was talking on the podcast about you're raised in a certain way and you believe that those things are true until someone proves you wrong, because they're not actually true. They may be true for you, but they don't actually have to be true. So your mind is like a computer. You can reprogram your mind for whatever the fuck you want to be true. So find proof of what you want exists. I can give you a personal story 1,000 times over. So the simple one for me was when I was at the big, literally my rock bottom at 27 years old, I knew that there was people who were happy that didn't have as much as I had, who had far less than I did, had far less opportunities, but they were happy. So I found proof that happiness could exist. So I was like, okay, I don't know how to make it exist for myself, but there is proof that there is other people that have what I want, which was the joy, the peace, the contentment, the life, the purpose, all of those things. So I knew it could happen. I knew that it exists. And put yourself in the story. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's, money. Maybe it's the job that's fulfilling, whatever it is. Find proof that what you want exists. And 99.9999% of things on this planet, unless you're like Elon Musk, they exist. Someone already has what you want. So once you know it's possible, once you know it's true, you can 100% tell yourself, I know it exists. I know it's possible. It can be possible for me too. And that is the power of the mind, folks. The second thing that I would tell you is be crazy strict. crazy strict about what you put in your mind. And I know that this is weird and I know it is woo woo. And I shared this on my Instagram the other day. So if you follow me over on Be Christina, I said, I literally hate watching like shoot 'em up shows. I hate watching trashy shows. I hate watching shows that are like almost like I don't even know to describe it. Like my husband was watching this like what I call like a shoot 'em up show. So it had like gun and violence and all of the quote unquote fun things, but like I don't want that in my brain. I don't want that in my head. Like, I don't want to have bad dreams. I know it's so weird and I sound like such a child saying this, but I don't want things that are negative in my brain. I literally want to be a sponge to what is possible, good things, what I want. I never want to hear negative shit. I never want to hear what can't be done. I never want to hear people bitching. I used to use this example all the time when I sold a lot of masterminds, which are like minds coming together to accelerate growth. And one thing that I always heard was that women did not want to be associated with other women who are bitching about their lives, bitching about their spouses, complaining about everything that was going on. Like, I literally would lock myself in a closet before I would go and sit with a group of people bitching about their lives. I have absolutely zero desire on the planet to do that. I only say yes to things that make me feel so much better after I'm doing them rather than draining. Like I know, not every moment of our day we can do that. And there's some circumstances where you really have to be a part of it. But put your blinders on and be as strict as possible with what you put into your brain. I'm talking what you're consuming on social media, who you're being around, how you speak to yourself, how you let others speak to you. So to change your mind and reprogram your mind, you must be strict with what you put into your brain. So the third thing that I would say is find someone who oozes that positivity. Find someone who believes in what you want to be true and is possible. Oftentimes people say to me as my clients or people who watch me on social media or even around me in real life, they borrow my belief, my confidence, my oozing of positivity until they can build their own. That works, guys, just as well as it works. I mean, think about it. I know this is so woo-woo, but I really want to explain this. And I heard this a long time ago, and I think it really explains energy in a real way instead of like a woo-woo fairy way. Now, I'm a bit woo-woo, 100%. If you listen to my full-time podcast, Decide It's Your Turn, or you follow me over on Instagram at Be Christina, you'll know I'm a bit woo-woo. But I'm also very logical, very strategical, very like, I want the line in the sand. I want to know how to do it. But energy was described like this. We've all been in these situations. Let's say it's a family function. You're walking in the door to a family function and you walk in and it's immediately you can feel the energy if people in that room have been arguing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even have to explain it. We've all done this. You walk through the door and like the couple that you walked into or your parents or your brother and sister or your spouse and a friend or whatever, they were bitching and arguing and yelling and screaming. It's like you can feel that tension in the room. The same thing if you walk into a room that's like light and airy and everyone's having fun and laughing, you can feel that. So when I say energy is like real and a vibration and you can feel it, that's what I mean. So find someone in your life, and sometimes in the beginning, guys, you have to pay to play. I've said this 100 times before, and I'm not saying this just because people pay me as a coach, but like I have paid to be in rooms and be in situations. I did a podcast on my Decide It's Your Turn podcast in the very beginning, so 3 or 4 years ago, that I said, I pay for my friends. I pay for the rooms I want to be in. I pay to be around certain people because I know the fastest way to get where I want to be is to be around people that are doing the things that I want to do. So I'm encouraging you to do the same thing. Now, you may not be paying $100,000 to get in a room or get in an organization, but you can bet your ass you can pay to get in a room full of positive people, people who dream big, aspirational. I've used the example of like, like people pay in college all the time to be a part of a fraternity or sorority or whatever it is. It's the same shit. In business, people pay all the time to be around, like-minded business people, or to get in the rooms with people who they want to do business with. It's smart, guys. It's not wrong. It's not bad. It's not sleazy. It's not anything. Like, it's part of the world that we live in. So if you want to change your mind and you want to get around positive, like-minded business people, or whatever it is, people of, great relationships, great mindset, like just people you want to be like. Because I'm going to say that if you're listening to this podcast, you're wanting to elevate your vibration. So figure out how to get around those people, or listen to this fucking podcast every single day. Come see me on Instagram. Follow my shit on Instagram. 90% of the time, it's some sort of shit just like this that's inspiring you and motivating you and changing your mindset and reprogramming your mindset to find the positive, to find, tomorrow's episode, I'm going to do an episode on affirmations. Affirmations have literally changed my life. And I said this on the last podcast, but I created my life on a sticky note, and it is 100% the truth. I still, to this day, if you were to walk in my home, I could show you 1,000 sticky notes that I've been writing on basically since like 2015 or 2016. My gosh, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. I still write these things today. I still affirm them to be true before they even are. So, number one, decide that you want to change your mindset. Decide that you can reprogram it. It's like a computer. Your mind is like a computer. It was programmed one way because of your parents now, or the people that you surrounded yourself with. And now you, as a grown-ass adult who is listening to this, have the power to reprogram it. So number one, find proof of what you want exists. Be crazy strict with what you put in your mind, and find someone who oozes the things that you want to ooze. I mean, it's not hard. It's very that's a very true statement that you are who you surround yourself with. Well, if you want something different, find the right people. And no excuses here with me, folks. You can find those people. You can either pay to be around those people, you can consume their content. There's free shit everywhere. That's why you're listening to this podcast, because you're consuming the free shit of people that literally are oozing what you want. So the last thing that I would say is habits to reprogramming your mind. Number one, keep promises to yourself. Confidence. I'm a confidence coach, a performance coach, mindset coach, all of those things. And I'm telling you, business-wise and personal-wise, it's all the exact same shit. People always say to me, do you only work with business people? Fuck no. Because business and life, whether you work 9 to 5, you work for someone else, or you're an entrepreneur, it does not matter. Your life and your business go like this, and it's all controlled by your mind. I promise you, I would pick a person who has a positive mindset, who can find a way to yes, who exudes that confidence, who's willing to figure it out no matter what, over a person who has any fucking degree on the wall. Now, depending on if they're going to do brain surgery on me or not, but you get the point, right? Like, who are you going to choose? The person who has a whole bunch of shit on the wall, or the person who figures it out and has the positive and finds a way to yes, and is literally oozing with the positivity to believe that it is true before it even exists? So number one, keep habits to yourself. Keep promises to yourself. Confidence is built by keeping promises to yourself. What you do behind the scenes. Let me tell you, people look at me on social media, people listen to the podcast, you follow along, you do all the things. That's only like 5%, guys, 10%. It's what I do behind the screen that makes me as confident as I am. It's the reason why I'm sitting here today, having the success level that I love, that I'm very happy with, because of all the things I do behind the scenes. So I don't really give a shit what anyone sees on the outside. It's the small shit every single solitary day. It's setting up this fucking podcast. It's doing what I say I'm going to do every single time. If it feels uncomfortable, it doesn't matter. I keep my promises to myself, which builds my confidence. And that's what I want for you too. So your daily habits of building your confidence. Something else that I think is like almost taboo in this world that we're not talking about anymore is like taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and especially physically. How I am able to serve up to 30 clients, do speaking events, now doing 2 podcasts, doing corporate events, like all of the things that I'm able to do, be hopefully a great wife to my husband, be a good friend. I am doing these things because I am constantly taking care of myself. I don't think that there's any excuse for people not to take care of themselves. You want to live your best life ever? Then take care of yourself, fuel yourself well, take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally. Go for a walk every day. I was talking to a woman on a discovery call the other day, and I was like, as a girl who has literally dealt with an eating disorder for like 15 years of her life, and now is almost 42 years old, I'm probably in the best condition I've been in my life ever. And you know what I do? I just take care of myself. I walk, I lift, I eat relatively well, not great, but relatively well, and I treat myself well. I love myself. I want to walk because I want to take care of myself. I want to drink water because I want to feel good. I get 9 hours of sleep. I rarely stay up past 10 o'clock, if ever, even on the weekends. Like, I say no to, like, I'm in Las Vegas, which is my favorite place on the planet, and I'm going to bed by 11 o'clock at the absolute latest because I know that I want to feel good the next morning. So take care of yourself. Have habits that make you the best version of yourself. You want to have the best life. You want to have the best relationships. You want to have the best business. You want to make money, and you want to do all of the things. Then take care of yourself. Treat yourself well. And that is a biblical thing too. Like, God literally gave you this body, and your job is to take care of it. And I know that's triggering the world that we live in, but it's true. Take care of yourself. Treat yourself well. And move your body, drink water, listen to this podcast, visualize. Habits are visualizing. Do you know the amount of shit I feed myself every single day in regards to affirmations, in regards to what I want to be true before it even exists? If you don't know, you better tune in tomorrow, because that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about on tomorrow's episode of Decide Your Best Life podcast, these quick mini series. So I would really appreciate if you could share this with a friend, tag me on social media. Let me know if you guys like these. I plan on doing this for at least a month, this mini series on the mindset. We might do more of these, but I need to know, do you like the short ones? What do you want me to talk about? What is it that you want me to talk about when it comes to these mini episodes? So I appreciate you guys listening. Thank you for sharing, and enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.